Hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I will be teaching us how to make shorts for kids between the ages of 1 and 5 years. So let's get started. Okay, so to make this very easy, I'm going to be drafting the pattern on my paper. So this is my pattern paper. I'm going to fold it into two, like so. Okay. You could actually do this on your fabric directly, but I'm doing it on paper so that we could get an understanding. Now I'm going to draw my first line. So this line is going to serve as my waistline for the shorts. Okay. Now I'm just labeling a line. This is my waistline. Then next I'm going to mark 2 inches below this line. Now this 2 inch is going to serve as the casing for the elastic on the shorts. Okay, so 2 inches is fine. Then from here, depending on the length of the shorts, you're going to mark. So I'm just doing 11 inches. Okay, already by the time I fold the casing for the elastic, I'm still going to have an extra 1 inch from here after folding. Okay, so plus 11 inches, that's like 12 inches. Okay, so you could add extra 1 inch for hemming on the shorts. It actually depends on the length you're working with. Okay, so I've added extra 1 inch, so that's 12. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw this other line. So this is going to be the hem line for the shorts. Okay, so I'm trying to demarcate where the real measurement stops and the seam allowance. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Let me also demarcate the casing for the elastic here. Okay, so I think we should get it now. Now next thing, on that waistline, I'm going to mark quarter of the child's hip circumference measurements. I'm working with 24 inches for the hip circumference, so I'll mark quarter of that. Okay, and then when you're drafting the trouser for adults, we always divide the hip circumference by 4 to get the crouch depth. Okay, so I'm doing the same thing for this. I have measured 6 inches downward. Okay, so and on the waistline I marked 7 inches, meaning I added extra 1 inch to the hip circumference measurements. Okay, so this is 6, which is the crouch depth. 24 divided by 4 is 6. Okay, so this line I'm drawing right now is the crouch depth for the adult, for the child. Even if it's an adult, to get the crouch line, you just divide your hip by 4, you get the crouch depth. It's as simple as that. So now on the crouch line, you're gonna mark quarter of okay, let me just join these 2 points together for easy understanding. Okay, so this is 7 inches. I hope that is clear. Quarter of the hip plus 1, but the crouch depth is quarter of the hip. Now for the crouch extension, their kids, 1.5 inches fine. Okay, then okay, now on the hemline, okay, you just take 1 inch away from that measurement, which is still 6, or better still, you can measure quarter of the hip circumference still on the hemline, because the short is not fitted. You understand? It's not pencil, it's supposed to be free. So now I'm just going to connect this to the crotch extension like that. Meanwhile, this short doesn't have side seam. It doesn't have side seam. Okay, now I'm just going to cut out, but let me extend this line into the casing for the elastic. Okay, so I'm going to cut out, but let me just run through this again. So this is the crouch. I'll add half inch seam allowance when I'm cutting on my fabric. Okay guys, I have transferred my pattern to my fabric. Okay, So this is the pattern. You can see that I added half inch seam allowance to crouch. Okay, and this is the waistline. Then this is the second piece. So I have two pieces and it's on fold. You can see, very important. Now I'm going to open up the fabric like so. I'm taking up the pattern. Can you see that it's the same thing? This is the pattern we drew initially, and that side is on fold. So I'll just open up like this and place the two patterns together like so. Okay, so I'll go ahead to the sewing machine now. Sew half an inch this way, half an inch that way. So I'm done sewing. Now I'll just use my scissors to create clips around the curve so that it will lie flat. Okay, then I'll open up like this, so automatically there is no side seam. So this is the inseam. Just before we do that, I'm going to do a rolled end for each of the part of the shorts. Okay, and then here I'll go ahead to sew the inseam with half an inch round like so. Okay, so next thing, on the waistline, you press, first of all, pressing like about half inch. You press it with your pressing iron, then you go ahead to press 1 inch like this and sew round. I've done that. Then you also create like 1 inch opening to be able to pass in your elastic. Now for the elastic, what you do is you measure the child's waist circumference. Okay, for instance, for this child, the waist circumference is 20. Then you just reduce the measurement by 1/4. Okay, so I'm using about 15 inches for the elastic, so that by the time I stretch the elastic, it will get to 20. Okay, so just take about 1/4 away from the original measurement for the elastic. So like this one, the elastic is 15 inches, but the waist circumference is 20. So with my safety pin, I'll just pass in the elastic through here. Once I'm done with that, this is it. Okay, I'll close, sew the elastic together and then close the opening. And then I want to just do a little bow. So I have a rectangle here. This is 5 inches by 3 inches, and it's lined. Can you see? So I'll just also create a small stripe, fold it like this, use a stripe, sew it down and create the bow, and I'll just attach it to the shorts with your needle and thread. You just tack the short to the front like this, as simple as that. So this is the short, and I have 2 samples here that I've made, looking all nice and neat. So like I said, you can make this for children between the ages of 1 and 5. So I hope this tutorial has been very helpful. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel, give this video a thumbs up, and leave your comments. Thank you and bye.